namtangaza Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan kwamba amechaguliwa kuwa rais wa Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania kupitia Chama cha Mapinduzi CCM.
Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Now we have some breaking news from Tanzania, whereby the incumbent president Samia Suluhu has won these presidential elections with 98% of the total votes casted. Remember that Gen Zs are still protesting within the Tanzanian territory against the government of Samia Suluhu. Now the Electoral Commission in Tanzania has declared Samia Suluhu as the winner of the 2025 general elections. Remember that this comes a few days after the main opposition leader, who is Tundu Lissu, declared that he will not participate in the elections, whereby he required he wanted to have a new reforms before the elections were conducted, whereby he came up with the slogan "No reforms, no elections," which made the Tanzanian government to arrest him and his Chadema party was banned from contesting during these elections, and now he is facing treason charges. Now, after Samia Suluhu win, now the government will move forward and swear her in as the new president of the Republic of Tanzania. Now, we have some issues here whereby these Gen Zs want to be rectified, whereby they want a new constitution, and they also want the elections to be nullified because they consider them unfair, because many never participated during these elections. Now, we have different leaders who are reacting towards this victory of Samia Suluhu, and we have got one from Kenyan, a senator, who is Samson Chelalgei, who has said this on his social media platforms. Congratulations, Honorable Suluhu, for winning against Samia in the Tanzania general elections, including getting 270 parliamentary seats against 272 seats. Your Excellency Suluhu, celebrate in magnanimity and now start the process of handshake. Stop broad-based government with an aim of forming an inclusive government. Now also start the process of writing a new constitution to reflect the wishes of the people of Tanzania. The message of Tanzanian people is loud and clear that there shouldn't have been no elections without reforms, plus expanded democratic space, plus progressive human rights. Kweli kwa jirani kunawaka moto, end of quote. Now that is the statement from Samson Chelalgei, whereby he is saying that this contest was between Suluhu and Samia because there was no main opposition leader who was facing Samia Suluhu, and that's why Tundu Lissu is still behind bars or ako to prison, and he was not allowed to challenge Samia Suluhu during these general elections. Now, as you can see, many people are calling for democracy within Tanzanian government, whereby they want Governor Suluhu to allow a process whereby Tanzanians will have a new constitution, all have an inclusive government, whereby people will be free to demonstrate, to express their opinions. Now you can see also on this statement, Chelalgei is calling for a broad-based government. Remember that this is working in our current government system, whereby we saw opposition leader Raila Odinga joining Ruto's government, and they formed the so-called broad-based government, and that is what Chelalgei wants Samia Suluhu to do there in Tanzania, whereby we have the main opposition leader who is Tundu Lissu. Now, some people are suggesting that Samia Suluhu should call Tundu Lissu, have an handshake, and after that they should come up with a structure on how Tanzanians can have a new constitution, and this will be a big milestone because it will address the interests of Tanzanians. Remember that the current party, which is CCM, has been in charge of Tanzanian politics for some decades now. Also, Samia Suluhu came into a top seat through former president, the late John Pombe Magufuli, whereby he elected her as his running mate. Then after his passing, Samia Suluhu took over and became the president of Tanzania. Then after this, we have seen he has fight for these presidential elections, but he prevented opposition leaders or the main opposition party, which is Chadema, from participating in these general elections. Now, many Kenyans or many Africans and the world will be waiting to see what steps will Samia Suluhu take to address these issues which are affecting Tanzanians at large, because many people were not expecting to see Tanzanians participating in demonstrations. We have seen also that the internet in Tanzania has been switched off. We have also seen that the media has not been covering what is happening in Tanzania, whereby we have seen that there are speculations that we have many lives which have been lost during these Gen Z-led protests, which are also covering a lot of damages. All we have seen a lot of damages outside there. Now, you might be asking yourself why Tundu Lissu decided to remain in a prison. Now, remember that he said he will remain in a prison until these elections are over. Now, if he was outside, the Tanzanian government might have informed him with the current Gen Z's protest which are happening in Tanzanians. But these Tanzanian Gen Z, they just want reforms. They want these elections to be nullified, and the commission there conduct a new fair elections whereby the main opposition leader Tundu Lissu is involved. Now, also we have seen a lot of celebrities within the Tanzanian territory being affected by these elections. Remember that Samia Suluhu had support of celebrities from Tanzania, including musicians like Diamond, Harmonize, Rayvanny, who now have deleted their post on their social media platforms, whereby they had posted about these elections and showing full support to Samia Suluhu. Remember that these artists and celebrities from Tanzania have a lot of following online, and through this post they can influence elections there. But many are ahead to delete these posts after the violent Gen Z's protest within Tanzania. Now, many Kenyans are waiting, many Africans are waiting, and the world is watching to see the next step which Samia Suluhu will take if the swearing in will progress. Anyway, thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, share our channel so that we can keep on growing together as a community. See you in the next video. Bye bye. I am out.